All right, talking a little bit about how you can manipulate the variations of your exercises. So can't tell you how often people come in and they complain of having some pain or discomfort or even just difficulty when they're exercising, working out, and trying to push themselves. Or they say, I always reach a plateau, or anytime I try this variation, things start to hurt me. How do I know when I'm ready to get to another variation? Well, speaking specifically with compound movements like squats or deadlifts, things like that, right? Let's start with squats and lunges. So something in that realm. We're talking about combining hip hinging with bending the knees, right? So the easiest thing you can do is start simple, start with a double leg variation, right? So if the benchmark is, or we'll call it the benchmark. So everybody should be able to do a basic goblet squat with weight, okay? And come on back up. So that's your basic goblet squat. If you can do that, great. We'll try and build up, start with maybe 10 to 20% body weight and bang out maybe 10 to 12 reps. Once you can do that consistently for a few reps for 2 weeks, then you can increase a little bit of weight more and more. So let's go 10 to 20% per week. Up until the point where you're getting up to half your body weight, or maybe even some people get really crazy and they can put a bar on their back too and they go full squat with their body weight. That's great. A lot of people can't get there. So what do we do if you can't? Well, that's when you use a bench. So rather than worrying about going deep into the hole, still take the goblet position because this is great for training your spine muscles or the muscles around your torso, but it's also safer for your shoulders and your back. So from here, stand in front of a box or a bench, squat down to the box, and then slowly stand back up. So the box acts as a little safety barrier for you down in the hole. So rather than keeping constant tension on your body, you're actually giving yourself a little bit of a break. So that's the first thing that we can do to modify that. We manipulate it. So I'll say, all right, I want somebody to do that for 4 weeks. Your squat progressions go up in weight, but they do not change from that box or from the bench. So you're doing a box squat for a few weeks. Then what you can do is you can progress to doing the regular goblet squat like I just demonstrated before, squat down, and then come on back up. Same thing, try that for maybe 3 to 4 weeks. From there, presuming that you've already built up enough strength in your legs being consistent, that's when you can get into a split squat position or a lunge. A lot of people end up getting hurt from doing lunges, or they get that anterior knee pain. Some people even have pain in their calves when they do this. We think it's because people progress too quickly. So rather than jumping right into lunges, start with a split squat. A split squat means you just go straight down to the ground and then back up. You're not actually stepping into the lunge, you're doing a walking lunge. So again, that's a nice simple little change that you can make, a nice little variation to protect yourself and make sure that you're not jumping into things too quickly. So that's probably the simplest little piece of advice I can give somebody. Before jumping into anything too crazy, try a goblet squat. If that's too difficult for you, try it to a bench and try master those before you even think about going into lunges. So those are just some of the benchmarks we think people should be able to hit, and it's also a safe way to kind of progress through some lower body exercises. If you have any questions, give us a shout.